Hi there, this is another timeless message for the collective, and the topic I wanted to cover today is what are three of the biggest challenges that the feminine energy faces in the twin flame dynamic, which actually need to be overcome in order for a twin flame union to happen. Now, first off, I want to explain that when I say feminine energy, I'm actually referring to the chaser in the dynamic. You can actually be a male in the twin flame connection, but be the chaser. However, to make this easy, I would like to share 5 key characteristics to help you identify the feminine energy in the connection. So here goes. The first one is the feminine energy is actually the one that is more intuitive and spiritual of the two twins, which is actually why they lead in the connection. Secondly, and most likely, they are the more healed of the two twins. So that means they've got less trauma, less childhood wounding of the two. So it's easier for them to overcome their wounding. The third is that they are more attuned to what's actually happening in the connection. And they're constantly seeking answers in the 3D. The fourth one, and probably the most obvious one, is they are actually the first to awaken in the connection. And last but not least is number 5, which is that the feminine energy is actually obsessed with understanding the masculine energy, which is why they actually chase in the connection. So hopefully that was a quick capture to help explain why it is that the feminine energy could actually be the male in the twin flame dynamic, and some of the key ways that you can help identify which of the two is the feminine energy in the connection. Now, I'd like to explain the 3 key challenges that the feminine energy, aka the chaser, can actually expect to face during their journey to inner union, and how to overcome them as they come across these challenges. So the first challenge I'd like to talk about is what I call stabilizing your energy. As the feminine energy actually starts to elevate their vibration by going inward on the twin flame journey, you will find that the masculine energy, which is the runner in the twin flame dynamic, will actually start to become magnetized towards you. This kind of looks like the runner coming back in to check up on you, sending you random messages, maybe sending you a like on social media if you are still connected. However, the feminine energy has to remember that you two are not yet at the frequency and vibration for union. So this is only temporary. The feminine energy, aka the chaser, needs to get comfortable with not paying too much attention to these little interactions coming in from the masculine energy in the dynamic. You have to remember that you cannot give away your power to these random interactions. You must remain steadfast on your inner journey. This is why avoiding any contact as you are focusing on the inner journey is key and very helpful. If the chaser is distracted and loses their momentum, thinking that the masculine energy is ready to return, ready to come in for a union or reunion, you almost start the runner-chaser process all over again. So it's very, very crucial for the feminine energy and the chaser in the dynamic to really become very stable in their energy so that they are not distracted by these minimal interactions and continue their progress until it's actually time for the runner to return. The second challenge I'd like to talk about for the chaser in the dynamic is overcoming discouragement and lack of motivation. Being discouraged and losing motivation on the twin flame journey is another big challenge that the chaser faces in their connection. Being the first twin to go through a Kundalini awakening in the dark night of the soul, which sometimes occurs multiple times during inner union, can actually leave the chaser highly exhausted from all the effort required, as well as maintaining the focus during these times. You are going through an ego death during Dark Night of the Soul, which leaves you tired and devastated and questioning your identity. During these times, the feminine energy, aka the chaser, must find practices to help uplift their vibration, which will help renew your drive and purpose. I know for me personally, one of the great ways that I like to raise my vibration is through laughter. So I'm always looking for something that will help me get a good laugh. So you can watch a, favorite old comedy movie, or look at, shows like Friends or other favorites that you may have that just put you in a really good mood, because that will help elevate your vibration. Meditation, going out into nature, practicing gratitude. These are some additional ones that you may look at, or if there's anything else that works for you, that's something definitely you can use. Remember to surround yourself with positive quotes and inspirational stories, because that really make your personal pain seem less burdensome to those when you compare it to the path of others. Also, focus on the prize versus the pain. That's another great way to help you get through this. Now, last but not least is my number 3 challenge for the Divine Feminine, which is seeking validation of progress on the twin flame journey. This one can be a really challenging one for the chaser, because as you are getting accustomed to going within, it is very hard to understand if you're making any progress. You might not be in contact with your twin flame. You're not seeing any physical evidence of progress that you're making. So it's really hard to find comfort in knowing that you're headed the right way. Unfortunately, it can take weeks, months, and years, and you may not see any physical signs of progress on your journey. However, to get through this particular obstacle, you have to disassociate with time and the gratification of any milestones on this journey. Remind yourself that you are extremely fortunate to be blessed with a Kundalini awakening that's, either already happened to you or is going to happen to you, which is an express ticket to spiritual enlightenment. You have to try and find the positives on this journey. However, I will say that when you do experience changes, such as compliments from others about the changes that you're going through, whether they are physical or internal, you have to find a way to celebrate these particular experiences when you do come through them, because they will be signs of progress and they should be celebrated, so that you have something to look forward to and to remind yourself that you need to keep going. Celebrating is a great way to give yourself the encouragement that you need, and a huge way to show yourself self-love and self-care. I hope this message was helpful. Thank you so much for listening, and God bless.